Hello, survivors. The world of Zealand, Las Vegas is dark, brutal, and unforgiving as it is set during the zombie apocalypse that threatens to wipe out the human race. The content will be graphic and violent in nature, so be prepared. We return now to Zealand, Las Vegas to see how our group of survivors faces this dark new existence. Hello, survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. It's been a while since we've been able to record, and as you can see, we're in a new venue, and we're short a couple of players. Gabe has had to relocate. We're hoping in the next couple sessions he'll be able to join us remotely. We'll have to figure out how to get that work via Skype or Discord. And for right now, Chloe and Jesse are kind of taking a step back from Zealand. Hopefully we can get them back in the fold at a later date. But for right now, we're going to keep pressing on because we want to see how things turn out for our survivors. So
on the plus side, we have cake.
We do have cake, and it's my birthday cake because it was my birthday yesterday as of this recording.
You're 25, right?
I am a hell of a lot lower than I hit level 36 yesterday.
So he's 25 for the 11th time, is what we're saying.
I got -2 to dexterity, but +1 to intelligence, and +1 to wisdom, so that was good.
And a +5 to charisma.
Happy birthday. True. Thank you. Thank you at home as well. Those of you that have reached out in Discord, didn't send me the happy birthdays, thank you so much. But we are joined here tonight by Colin, Mitch, and Matt.
Hi.
And I'd like to give a big shout out to our host, Carmen. She's not physically in the room right now, but she's around. She's letting us use her place for a little bit. They're in the middle of moving things around, and she let us kind of eke out a corner to temporarily play some D&D and some Zealand. So big shout out to her. Thank you so much for helping us out. And everyone that's watching, thank you for your continued support, your patience. And it's been a while since we've been able to start an episode. These things happen, but we're really, really excited to get back into it. So a quick recap from the last episode. We left off, our survivors had cleared the 2 fire station buildings, one containing a family who surprised Jesse and Chloe with a shotgun blast almost to the face, and one dead grandma who was a zombie, so all's fair. They got a fully functional ambulance. They found a fully functional water tanker for the fire department. And the other building, they found the husband who had left to go get medical supplies for said sick grandma. And they quickly dispatched him and then set him on fire with a road flare. But they also found a lot of really good fire equipment gear in there. Not so much on the food supply front, but a lot of good equipment that could help them out. And when they last left off, right at the end of the episode, Colin had conveyed back to the woman and her kids that they had found a body. He didn't exactly give her the full details that they had spent the last couple of minutes bludgeoning him to more death. But she didn't really know that, so that's okay. And that's where we're going to pick it back up. I will apologize ahead of time. We're having some technical difficulties. I cannot display the map during recording, so the players do have our location up on their phones. If you see them checking their phones, it's probably not porn. It's probably the map. About 50-50 chance. It's not true. 60-40 chance. I will put the map up in post. So you'll still see it at home, but if you do see them looking at their phones, which they typically don't do, it's because we're kind of just struggling through some of the growing pains with the channel. So without further ado, we come back to Zealand, Las Vegas. They're outside of the fire department, as you can see down there in the background. Having just dispatched that, Colin is on the radio with the family and telling her, hey, you should head back home. Everyone else is kind of gathered up outside the garage. It's about midday, and we are 4 days into the zombie apocalypse. Things have gone from normal society to hell on earth real quick. And our survivors have brought themselves this far. The floor is yours.
So we've wrapped up I've wrapped up the radio call with the widow, correct?
Yes, you told her basically you need to
go to the base, where she can be safe with the kids.
Y'all had given her directions to the compound. You'd shown her on your phone because you had downloaded the area map previously.
Okay.
You showed her how to get there. You warned her about the car alarm. You told her the time to take there was two routes into it. Two totally.
And then we set off an additional car alarm to give her an escape, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. That was
we gave her the cue that we were going to do that, right?
Because the first one, by now, and this is something you had heard.
We didn't exactly say car alarm. We just said she would know.
You'll know.
Yeah, it was a distraction you guys had come up with.
So we should plan out where we're gonna go before we go set that off, and then pop smoke and GTFO.
But you do remember, because it was in game 20 seconds ago, but in real life, like a month ago, that you can hear the car alarm less and less.
Yeah, it's
metagaming.
Yeah. No, not metagaming. Like you hear it in game, like our distraction is starting to happen. Matt, you specifically were on top of the fire engine. There was one parked outside. Yes. And you had been posted up outside. You were the only one outside. Chloe had run inside to help dispatch the Monty Python-esque zombie that fell through the fire hole and so that's where you are posted up on top of the fire truck outside on Overwatch.
We had loaded up a bunch of stuff.
A ton of gear.
2 full sets of firefighter gear, 2 firemen's axes, 3 halogen bars, 4 O2 tanks, 5 pony tanks.
So like smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a halogen bar. Halogen is gas. Halogen bar. It's that firefighter's tool that they use for like prying open doors. It kind of looks like a pike on one end, and then like
crowbar.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Also works as a very very useful weapon.
A road hazard kit and 4 SCBAs.
Yeah. For those that are listening that don't have a background in emergency services, an SCBA is a self-contained breathing apparatus. Think the whole setup that firefighters wear: gas mask and tank. That's really what it comes down to.
I'll swing outside, take a look up at you. So we had only heard that one shuffling upstairs, but that doesn't mean that anyone else is here.
Yep.
But why not check upstairs now, I guess? The one thing that we are hoping to avoid came down and said hello.
Yep.
There's no point in not checking out what's going on. If you want to come upstairs, then Jesse and Chloe can keep loading up his car. There's a couple things, any more things that they can find, because we want to get you either one of the ambulances. Because we had brought one of the ambulances
from the station.
Yes.
You left the woman and her kids, the sports car from the janitor.
Yeah, we can load up a bunch of stuff into that ambulance. And do you 3 want to check? Do us 3 want to check upstairs? Us 4? Because Gabe, you want to check upstairs?
Yeah, why not?
Gabe he pulls out his
BB gun.
He says, "I'll take Overwatch."
Alright.
Because after you climb down off the fire truck, Jesse and Chloe start to kind of shuffle gear. They kind of start splitting up in between your SUV and Jesse's car, and then Gabe climbs up on the fire truck and he's not like sweeping because it's a BB gun. There's just iron sights. But he's up there. It's better than nothing, and he doesn't have.
We're gonna get him like a big night vision scope.
He only has 3 BBs left, so one shot, 1 kill.
Yay. He's been fucking on it thus far, though.
He popped an eyeball.
I had to use a shotgun once.
Like, out of all the shots, he had 5, and both shots have been fan-fucking-tastic.
Silent but deadly.
Hey, we've had some pretty good with our melee as well.
It's just the fact that he takes so few shots of that, because he started with 5, now he's down to 3, and he's roll amazing each time.
You're selective with the targets.
I'm not helping.
The less you shoot, the better.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
You also made short work of zombie skulls with your cast iron frying pan.
I definitely remember that.
That was awesome. We need to buy him a neon pink
and if you
cast iron frying
go
pan.
into the Discord channel, go into the D&D group, Night Jacket actually commented that we need to get you. Silent Night Jacket actually commented that we need to buy you a Hello Kitty backpack for cosplay. So, Christmas is coming soon. That was an excellent suggestion.
I wear it to every session.
Famous last words. It's on camera, folks. You heard it. It's like,
Cut it out.
no. You
This
made
is
a commitment. Now we're gonna hold you to it, bro.
This is technically our Christmas episode.
This
too.
is. Oh, speaking of.
Two of us are in Christmas
Sorry,
sweaters.
I forgot. I do have to show off
This
the
is
Christmas
Game
sweater.
of Thrones
So,
sweater.
I'm Jewish. I have
Technically,
Santa
I'm
sumo
neither.
with some sushi, and the sushi in the sleeves as well. So this was, we got to wear this to work today. We had a little morale day at work. That was fun. And Colin's
Game of
here.
Thrones, the last season. Yes, I know the last season sucked, so let's not talk about that, but I am a fan of the show.
And I have more body fur than either of those sweaters have fabric, so I don't need anything.
He's always wearing a good sweater. It's amazing.
And
And Matt's Jewish,
I'm
so
Jewish, there we go.
he doesn't wear Christmas sweaters.
The cops should pull him over if he tries to wear a Christmas sweater.
He likes to get lit like a menorah.
The sad part is I actually have an ugly sweater that has a menorah on it and says I'm already lit, and unfortunately it got lost in a recent move. Otherwise, he'd be wearing it.
So this is our pre-Christmas session. The next time we record won't be till after New Year's.
And all of us except for Matt will probably be drunk then too.
Or working. So yes,
Well, yeah.
you guys are.
Some of us are cheap dates, alright?
Let's head upstairs.
Yeah, you guys are planning. You're making your way back into the building. So back there into the left. There were the stairs heading up.
Let's talk about this now.
So what are you rocking?
Quiet-ish.
I've got the wooden sword.
Kendo sword.
Yeah. It's faster, lighter, easier to swing.
Kendo. Sorry.
Yeah.
The hell am I wielding?
I have my shotgun.
You had a knife and you had a hatchet last time.
The hatchet, yeah. So I've got the hatchet in one hand, the knife in the other, as per usual.
Do you want one of the Halligan bars?
I'm switching out the hatchet for one of the Halligan bars.
Okay. Because yeah, that's all there. And there's fire axes if you want to switch to a melee.
Because shotgun, because he would have blown the shotgun.
You can. That's true. Okay. So you make your way upstairs. What's the order? First, second, third.
I'll take the front.
Okay. So you're heading upstairs.
I'll take the back.
I guess smallest one in the middle.
So
Protect the squishy.
perception minus 10, perception minus 20. Because you're going upstairs and upstairs.
Minus 10?
Well, hold
you're
on.
good.
Hold up. Before that, how are you trying to go? You're trying to go quiet, you're trying to go loud, you're trying to go normal. Stealth, not stealth.
Normal.
Okay. So then perception flat, perception minus 10, perception minus
10, 20.
10 minus 20.
I'm gonna burn a sigil.
Just be hearing or just see?
Whatever type of perception you want to use.
I'm gonna
Because if you want to try to see through the floor, you can, but it's going to be a huge penalty.
I'm burning a sigil. What does that give me? Plus 25?
25.
6 or I can't tell if it's 6 or
Should be a dot next to it somewhere.
Yeah, 67. So that's a 67 for me. Like, that's what my...
Yeah, you put it like you was on
7, and I rolled a flat 70. So I failed.
I would have passed.
Okay.
Nice
So
one.
you pause, kind of, you start to go up the stairs and you're listening, and you hear kind of the echo of the shuffling of feet, the thunk of gear getting chucked into various cars, and you hear kind of the footsteps of the person in front of you as you make your way up the stairs. So you go up the stairs, and it's just a single door to the trying to picture it in my mind's eye. Up the stairs, single door to the right, because it opens up one door, and that would be like the kitchen area. Colin would know this, growing up as an EMT. If you ever toured a fire station, sometimes they live on the same floor, sometimes they live upstairs. There's always like a kitchen area. There's several bedrooms, bathrooms, locker room, sometimes a gym. But generally, you guys search fully the downstairs, and upstairs is more than likely the living quarters. So there's an open door. Once Colin, you hit the top of the stairs, the door is open, and you can see in. There's light coming through the windows. It's not anything crazy, but you do see it does look relatively ransacked. You're the first one through the door, but not necessarily ransacked in a. I'm going to steal everything from this place, as in a. Something was just bumping around in here. Like stuff's toppled over. Like there's drawers kind of pulled open.
No method to the madness.
Just
Total madness.
Random destruction.
Got it.
Yeah. But that's what you see upon first looking. This is kind of the wide open. This is like the I guess they would call it the the family room. It's got like the kitchenette / living room. You see the big screen TV that's toppled over, couch that's kind of sectional, but it's kind of spread apart where it was kind of bumped into. Stuff's kind of strewn about the kitchen. And then you see down the hallway a little bit, there's several doors that are closed. And then you see kind of back in the corner, the hole in the floor of the fireplace. Your special friend, who is it?
Special friend go.
So he's the only one that's kind of entered right now. Or we all.
So that's what you saw when you like just kind of like peeking in. That's what you saw. Whether you want to move in or not, it's up to you guys. It says the first through the door. That's what you see.
So I'm gonna turn around, and these guys are probably pretty close to me.
Yeah, they're like
all right.
right behind you.
So I'm gonna whisper to them basically what I see. I don't see any zombies. It's a mess. It looks like somebody's been bumping around trying to find this. Like probably something up here. Take it cautiously. I'm gonna go up, weapons drawn, but be prepared to if something tackles me, get it the fuck off me.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do.
Alright. Let's move in.
Yep. So I'm gonna. Can I ready an action in case something charges me, or do I have to not move for that?
That's not a thing.
Not yeah. In the sigil system doesn't really have ready in action.
That's fine.
You can declare an action. Like if you're like, let's say Matt is on Overwatch, he's like, anything that is not one of us, or if I make a determination that it's a threat comes to that door, I'm pulling the trigger.
Got it.
But you can't really hold it.
So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the room, not stealthily but cautiously. Like I'm gonna be like constantly head on a swivel, like trying to make sure that something's around. I'm not gonna be moving fast or noisy, but I'm not gonna be actively trying to be sneaky. Or I want to see it long before it sees me.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay. So you move in?
Yep. Go about 10 feet in first.
Yeah, I'm in front of him, so I'll just move in, and I'll stay like by the wall, I guess. I won't go into I'll stand by and like hug the wall to the point as best I can.
So once you come in, like the room kind of opens. If you mind's eye it, like you walk in, and in front of you is the kitchenette area, and to the right opens up the family room and the couch, and then further to the right, you see the hallway to some closed doors, and then kind of in the corner of the family room is the pole, and there's a bit of a guardrail around it, so maybe they throw a couple back in and actually stumble down the hole. So,
do I see anything in my immediate area, or is this room cleared?
You don't see anything right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I note that to these guys. This room is clear. We should move into the next one.
Take a look. There's how much more is going to be through.
So there's going to be a sleeping area, so beds, probably some kind of like locker where they keep personal effects. Probably some useful stuff in here. There's probably going to be blankets. There might be some kind of cold weather gear depending on what they keep here when they're staying here. There's probably going to be some dry goods in the kitchen. But before we start searching for goods, we should make sure that we clear all the rooms so that nothing surprises us.
Yeah.
We want happy surprises, not the bitey surprises.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. So we're in the hallway?
Yeah, we're going to sweep.
Well, we got to go to the family room first and then to the hallway, but yeah.
It's an open room. It's like this, where it's a kitchen, living room, family room combo.
Got it.
Like, because it kind of spans, if you remember the picture when we were looking into it, it's the top floor is pretty much 2/3 of the width.
Got it.
So it opens up.
Yeah. So we've cleared this area. Let's move into the rest. Make sure that we clear everything before we decide to start focusing on supplies.
So where do you head to?
I'll head to the
hallway. Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the hallway, and there's 2 doors to your left, 2 doors to the right, 1 door in front. All closed.
Okay. We should clear each one of them. One of us will open the door. So basically we should stagger ourselves. So one of us will be to one side of the door, and we'll go to open the door. You're going to be on the other side of the door, shotgun. Yep.
Yeah, so...
Don't get too trigger happy, but if something like, at us,
spray fire,
shoot it. But...
You okay with that?
Not at all.
Okay, well, what do you say?
Why not?
Whispering.
No, that you guys could have whisper conversation. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
All right. You open the door.
I open the door.
I'll sweep it.
Can I propose an amendment to that? He opens the door, and as you're going in, he gets the shotgun ready just in case.
I don't even want that thing loaded.
That's a shame. That much, but
I don't want the noise, but I'd rather it be loaded so that we can use it if we need to.
I would say, get out your phone.
I need a shotgun. Just get up.
You're gonna get to use the shotgun.
You know what? You're right.
But
yeah, you're right.
We've got 15 shells, and that could be 15 people that try to kill you, or 15 zombies you can easily take out with that frying pan and not draw 10
lot
times
more.
the 15.
In a congested space. Fair point.
Oh, just adding to the cosplay.
I'm gonna need to Grizzled Survivor Matt one day. 4 days in already.
You already got the beard.
Yeah.
You can't grow in enough for it to be grizzled, though. It looks so kept.
Again, 2 doors on your left, 2 doors on your right, 1 door. So are you all?
Let's start on the right, and we'll sweep.
Yeah, counterclockwise. So, if he's gonna open the door and you're gonna sweep, I'm gonna be rear surveillance. Make sure that nothing creeps up on us from behind.
So looking at the doors, if you're looking from doors to your right, doors to your left, like the handle is going to be, if you're facing the door to your left, logic would dictate it's going to open
inward to the right.
Inward to the right. On the right hand side, inward to the left on the left hand side.
Okay.
End of the hallway, it's on the left hand side. It's going to open to the right.
Actually, we've sweeped a few buildings, and we kind of have this thing that we do, kind of like. We've called it the knock a few times. Hold up the frying pan, and I'll just rap on it a few times, like ding, 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 with the sword.
From the end of the hallway.
If he's gonna do that, hold on 1 second before you do that. If you're talking about it, or did you just do it?
You did it.
Yeah.
Okay. So without telling them anything, I'm gonna post up. So if we're looking down the hallway from where we entered, I'm going to be that side of the closest door on the left, hatchet raised, just in case something tries to come out of that room towards them, towards the noise.
Okay.
I'm coming down on it.
So from the end of the hallway, the door, the solo door, you're just howls and this snarl, and there's this fierce scratch at the door. And this bark, just this like incessant, like howling, scratching, barking. You're used to human screams from the signs of the infected. This would be, from what you can tell, you've heard dogs your whole life. This is the canine equivalent of the scream. And it's just, once you hear the scratching start, it doesn't stop. And now, now you're in a hallway. There's less light in here because there's no windows. So give me a perception. What a perception minus 15.
And it has to be sight. It can't be like
sight.
It has to be sight.
Oh, I failed.
No. I passed.
Okay.
Not even close.
You hear this coming from the end of the hallway, and you kind of look, and you see almost a blood smear on the other side of the door, and you see kind of a blood, like a little bit dropped on the floor, coming you can't really tell a distance or motion from blood splatter unless you're like pathologist, like Dexter style. But you see almost like a blood smear on the door, and then a little bit more on the wall coming. This one you can kind of tell, kind of bumped up against it, heading away from that door, back out into the living room, and then kind of reflecting back. You remember, there's been some blood around in this area too.
Right. Follow me quick. If it So we hear like scratching at the door.
Yes, the door you can tell opens inwards. So, but you see the door like, and this you hear this like boom, 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 scratch, 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 boom, scratch, 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 and you hear this like gnawing.
Are these doors, like, from what we see, like, right in front of us with the doors that were there, are they, like, the cheap laminate doors, or are these
are
like...
government purchased doors.
Ah, fuck.
Some hand down. You need longer range than that. I'll hand you one of the swords, like the metal swords.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Halligan, like,
yep.
bar.
By the way, I'm switching. I'm going to switch my weaponry. Yeah. I am switching to hatchet, one-hand hatchet, and... No, sorry, I'm going 9mm and knife.
Don't fire those after.
I know. I want to have it ready if I need it.
Watch his back.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
We should go into that.
Follow
room.
me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going straight towards the end of the hall.
Oh shit! All right.
So we hear it like,
and you see the door like boom, 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 and you hear
and
like scratch, scratch, scratch. You hear this crunching noise coming from inside the door.
It's usually my other bomber brother with me to do this, but we've told you how we've done this before, where I get to the door and I shoulder the door, and as I hear it like scratch, 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 is it like thumping at all? Like it's just like clawing at the door.
He's trying to time the slams on the door.
So like I know my dog, she'll kind of jump and scratch at the back door when she wants to come in. Like did you do that?
Yes.
No. He didn't?
No, he never really scratched at the door.
He just does that to people?
He would just lay it in front of the
door. So this dog really wants to get in. And like you can hear it just like scratch, 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 scratch. And every once in a while the scratching stops and you hear like it's trying to bite through the door. So it's not scratching, it's biting. And when it's biting, you can assume it's got all paws on it.
So so as soon as I hear the scratching stop, I'm going to turn the handle and shove.
Okay. So when we get to that point, is when
you're coming in right after me.
Oh my fucking god!
When we get to that point is when we'll go to combat time. So let me know if there's any actions prior to that, because it just declared what you're going to do. If there's anything anybody wants to do prior to that, narrative-wise, let me know. But we are on a mental timer.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
It's me at the door. Me at the door. You are right there. You're coming in right after me, and then you are behind him with the gun.
I'm still knife, blade facing forward, 9mm over like this, so that I'm not. Me firing that weapon is going to be a last resort.
You're only if he looks like he's in trouble.
It's
if one of you is getting, if one of you gets attacked,
it's my claymore. Like,
yeah.
You got range.
Can you even hold that? What's your strength?
It's
athletics.
It's lighter than the fucking cast iron, honestly.
I was gonna say the cast iron weighs a fucking ton.
I'm still like, I don't know how to use sword. I know how to use guns. Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure if you can handle a gun, you can handle a sword in a non-sword fight.
If Matt can wield the cast iron sword, or cast iron.
Well, we haven't actually. We went behind the scenes where we can see how many swings he can do with the cast iron.
We wanted to get like we wanted to buy a mannequin and like weigh it down and have Matt attack it with a frying pan.
See how many swings he gets in before he completely fatigues himself.
Maybe do like a behind the scenes special for the channel.
He's gonna swing once and like spin 3 times.
Hey, we should totally raise money for the channel by taking bets from our viewers.
How many he can do? My money is if he goes like this once and it slips from his hands and we owe the neighbors a new window.
Or
guys,
not it.
I have hope in myself. But
that's nice. So, all right. So, is there anything anyone wants to do before we get to the part where it's actually action time?
I did.
Okay. All
right. So, what is your what's your athletics?
43. Athletics 40.
30.
All right. So it goes dog, player.
But I haven't opened the door yet.
No.
Or is that like?
I'm just saying, like as of now, when you're at the door is where we're starting. So okay. Dog, player.
I'm not one fighting the fucking zombie dog. Oh no.
I'm more worried about this than I am any of the zombies we've fought so far.
Because what?
All right. So you hear it chomp down on the door, and you actually see you actually see where it's like starting. Have you ever watched
The first Ghostbusters movie where you see the
Ghostbusters.
imprint of the dog's head in the
like
door.
Ghostbusters, Cujo, any movie where there's a terrifying dog where it actually starts to bite through? Like you see where the wood starts to splinter this way from the top and bottom. You see that right kind of below the handle on your side and to the right as you're facing it. So the teeth are kind of like in the door right now.
Perfect. They're in the door. They haven't pulled out.
As it bites down, it's like it's attacking the door.
I will go first, and I will just drive the door, and I want to push it all the way to the wall if possible. Like I want to, if it's in the door, I want to take it with me.
All right, so give me a might roll.
Maybe this is a bad idea.
Too late. I'll spend the sigil to make it to go up by 25, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be an opposing might roll.
Dog with disadvantage because its teeth are lodged in the door.
There's no disadvantage. You pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the sigil actions.
Alright, so because I'm just to make sure double zeros is like really zero, right? Okay. So I'm assuming you beat it 2.
I did. I rolled a 46 out of 58.
So you definitely beat it 2. Okay.
Which, that's our degree of success. That's good.
That is Matt, can you hand me one of those cheat sheets? That's the one thing I did grab.
I thought you had the laminated one.
No, those are player
Separate.
character sheets
Got it.
Here,
for,
go ahead and pass this to him.
for
too.
zombies. So yes,
This one too.
so you
I'm
passed,
just look and cheat.
and because you passed it so well and so much better than it did, you have it.
It's tile floor, it just like skids.
Yeah. So as you push in, like snap judgment, this is the locker room, like locker shower room. So as you're pushing in, you see because there's the lighting. They have like the gym style or gym locker room where the windows kind of open at an angle to let the steam in and out. There's lockers around one wall. There's an open shower area, and then there's a closed out shower area in case there's a dual gender locker room usage. And you see like bathrooms up to the right. Just quickly, obviously, as you're pushing this thing against the wall, and because it's kind of lodged in the door as it hits, you feel like a secondary like boom. Then the body kind of turns, and the head is still stuck, and you hear like a hurt dog.
All right.
It doesn't take damage, but it's like it yelps in pain.
Right.
But it's firmly pressed against the wall for a
All right.
second.
I will do my best to pin it. I know my action's kind of over,
Yeah.
but I will just say, skewer it! Ah!
So you come around the corner,
And then just
you're gonna stab. All right. So are you gonna aim, or are you just attacking? Because you have right now, it's essentially grappled. It's pinned against the wall, so you have superior precision,
plus 40.
and you have +5 because he's flanking. So right now it's plus 45. If you aim, you take a -10, so you can adjust the hit location up to your full fight skill.
One with the magical skeleton set of keys. Yeah.
So aim is
Physical
minus 10.
So if you want to aim, if you want to just hit it, you just swing and you get what you get. If you want to aim, it's like I'm going to aim at the head. You take a -10 to your roll, which still gives you a plus 35 without using a sigil. So just straight plus 35.
Don't even aim, just stab it.
And then you can shift your entire fight skill.
I'm just gonna stab it.
All right, so just
So
roll
I'm
away.
at 79.
And it's superior. So we already did superior
Superior
position
position
and...
plus flanking. But for one person.
68.
Hell yeah.
That was a 90. I'm like, why?
In this instance, because of the way I narratively described it, having his teeth stuck in the door and it pinned against the wall, I'm not going to have it roll to try to counter it.
Mhm.
If it was in,
immobilized, basically.
right, if it was in like open combat, because it's a
Yeah.
dog, it doesn't have like a free arm and his teeth are sunk into the wall.
Right.
I'm
I'm
not
guessing
gonna-
like more, like maybe a little past like the first 2 legs are like in.
Because you have it, because of the way I described it, is like
And it's probably like this
It's-
too,
yeah,
because
it's-
if it's in the door like this and there's no wall, its body is like
it's
this.
pinned up against the wall.
It's a
Yeah.
chihuahua. It's just-
What did you roll?
68, which is an 86 for stab the right leg.
All right,
Perfect. Actually, really good.
And then
You said you rolled a 68?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 68 damage plus
The sword, which is a medium, so plus 20, so 88.
which is location destroyed.
To the leg of the dog.
To
which
the
is
front right leg.
front. Wouldn't the front be behind the door and the the back two legs be sticking out? That's what I had thought. Unless
I-
he was stabbing through the door.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I figured because it was teeth were in the door, and you opened
Right.
it against the door, it would have crumpled like this. Like the
Right.
front legs and the head would be facing out the opening. Back legs would be tucked up against where the crook of the door was.
No, not with the way the door opens.
So you had said it
Oh,
was
yeah, 'cause it
biting
would've
down
swung
lower
this way.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
when I
so you
open
stab
it,
it in the
So it's
back right leg.
basically, if here's the hinge here, the door opens this way. Door is like this. Dog's head is here, and its body is going this way along the wall.
That's why I picture like its back legs
Yeah.
and probably
Yeah.
a little bit more than
Its
half
front
of
leg
its
is
back.
right up against the end of
Yeah,
the
that's
door. So
because the head would have followed it, and the
Mhm.
body would have dragged along with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking like tile.
You're
floor
basically
would've
like
skittered
this and
back.
violently going like.
I was thinking like tile floor would have
Yeah.
like skittered back.
So back right leg.
So back right leg
This
is
is
destroyed.
Jesus
Perfect.
Christ.
Which for location destroyed, because I was looking at the wound modifiers earlier in the hopes that I could wound you guys today.
How many wounds?
So
can a Zog
location
take?
destroyed. Basically, anytime it attempts to do anything with that. So if a character suffers a hit location destroyed wound, then they must pass a -40 Constitution check every time they attempt to do anything.
Perfect.
For us, that's for sentient creatures,
Right.
though, right?
So I'm saying that's for you guys, but for location destroyed,
It does need legs.
for every location
Yes.
destroyed, a hit location has, using that limb incurs a -40 injury modifier.
What about for an animal that is not bipedal? So it's
That's what I'm
quadruped.
saying.
It's a quadruped, so
So
it can
quadruped-
probably stand stable on 3,
It can. So
but movements are probably going to take a penalty.
if it were to lunge at you guys, I'm going to incur a penalty upon it. But I mean, I've seen 3-legged dogs out there.
I had one
Yeah.
growing up.
Like
She could run all right,
like tripod. They
Yeah.
they can do all right as long as it's not like
but it's a visible handicap compared to a.
You're about to
four-legged
come in
dog.
there and fuck it up too, because it's your turn now.
So
It's
I'm gonna
still
run.
pinned.
I'm gonna run into the room
I just
and do a quick visual sweep of the room as I'm going in to follow him and attack his target. If I see something else, first off, do I see anything
give me
else?
perception, just flat. Because you're doing
I
it.
think
like,
I did
quickly.
it.
Nope, I failed.
Like-
79 out of 42.
So you just you see kind of what they saw. You see snapshot, standard locker room, lockers, couple showers, bathroom, and you see Mitch all his weight up against the
Yep.
door,
I'm gonna
and Matt with
I'm gonna-
his sword.
I'm gonna just try and come down on the dog with the
Are
knife,
you aiming or just hitting?
straight up going
It's a
after
great
it.
position, and it's plus 10 because you have
It is.
Yep.
Plus
So
50.
it's plus 50, and it's fight plus 50.
Yeah.
So 82. 82, and I rolled a 57.
So 75 for the hit location.
That's gonna be left leg.
Fuck those
Perfect.
today.
So the other leg, and you rolled a 57 for damage.
Plus the knife is the 10.
10, so 67.
All right, so 67. That is going to be a significant wound.
Yep.
Just chomping at its haunches. Like,
Significant wound to the left leg, the back leg. Yeah, back
Yeah.
left leg is it.
I figure for
Because otherwise I'm leaning over it to get its
So
front
I
left,
figure
and I don't
for-
want that
for
shit.
a quadruped, we can count the arms as the front limbs
Yeah.
and the legs in the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that was a significant to the back left leg.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Well, why did you say that? Don't do that.
All right, so now it is the doggo's turn. All right, so you do have it pinned. It is going to. It's going to roll. It's going to basically try to break free.
Okay.
So it'll be an opposing might to try to wiggle free, I guess.
Okay. Can I use my grapple skill?
You're to grapple the dog.
To keep it pinned?
Because grapple's more about positioning and wrapping up.
Okay.
You're literally just bracing your leg because you're still kind of in the hallway. You could brace your leg against the door jam and push into it. So you're literally just using might.
Okay.
So it'll just be opposing might.
Can I use my dice?
Well, you don't. Hold on. If I fail, you don't have to roll it.
Oh.
So don't use it yet. It passed. I don't tell you what I roll. I just tell you that it passed. Now you roll.
Hey, so with it, by using a sigil, my score is 58. I rolled a 56.
So you definitely pass and you beat it. So it pulls its teeth out. So now the head is free.
But it gets slammed against the wall
Well,
of the door.
So the teeth are free. It's just pinned against the wall. So
It's like it's like a chihuahua.
The right
Can't
leg,
do shit.
the right leg is destroyed. The left leg is wounded.
Back, both back, right?
Yeah, both back.
Laser back on.
Yes.
So is it like if these are like dog's front legs? This pushed against wall, door, smushing here,
Right.
holding it here. So its head is free to like snarl around, but it's facing into the
Exactly.
towards
so
the
ass end
hinges,
is facing out.
and it's facing towards the hinges.
You guys have been stabbing at the back leg.
Yeah. Its back right leg is destroyed, so can't use it. Its back left leg is going to be destroyed shortly.
So you basically have it pinned up against the front. So
Okay.
now it's play your turn, play your turn, play your turn.
You two go first this time, and then if it needs it, we'll figure out what I can do. Because otherwise, it's just me still holding a door.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I will
Stab
stab it again.
And now you've got more fun.
Yeah, I got what is it?
So it's going to be for your position because it's essentially grappled.
So
Plus 10
so
for
plus-
flanking, so it's
plus
plus 50 altogether.
Yeah, so now I'm at 84.
So you're facing.
If I use sigil, just actually go over damage, correct?
So yes, if you use a sigil and it goes over 100, anything past 100 gets added to your damage.
So we're at 109 if you use a sigil. That's only 9 extra damage.
Not worth it.
It's not like when one of us was up to like 90 and then we spent the sigil.
Yeah, 41.
So 14.
14 is
Which
just
is torso.
Torso. Nice.
And so 41, so 61 to the damage to the torso.
61 damage to the torso. That is
Grievous.
I just don't know how the damage stuff works, but
so. If you look at the damage, so on the cheat sheet, look at hit location.
yeah.
That's going to be when you roll, you flip it. So you roll the what?
41.
So it's 14 to torso.
So 14.
Yeah.
That's going to be a torso hit.
Mhm.
Now you
Use
roll
the
the
original number.
You roll the
damage.
41. Then you look at that over to the right. Because you roll the 41 plus the weapon damage, which is plus 20. So 41 plus 20 is 61. Grievous is a 51 to 80. So you did a grievous wound. Now, if you look at your character sheet, your constitution score says how many of each wound type you can take before it flows to the next type. So whatever this thing has as constitution means how many minor wounds it can take before the next minor wound becomes significant. How many significant wounds it takes before the next one becomes a grievous. If it takes too many grievous wounds, it dead. Too many target location destroyed, either torso or head, it dies.
So you said it took a significant wound to the leg.
Yes.
Like he did like 68. These have both been grievous then.
Y'all said it. I was just looking at you guys said that. So
Wait.
The back left leg. So
how much did it take?
61.
Oh, okay. But yes.
So
It
the
would've
right
been-
leg destroyed, left leg grievous wound,
Grievous.
torso grievous wound.
Yes. I didn't look because you guys said, "Oh, it's significant." I was like, "Okay," and I wrote it down.
The damage. Thank
Well,
you.
Yeah, he was looking on the character sheet.
Yeah, I was,
Oh,
I was
okay.
looking at this. Like,
These
what
are
are these
for you.
numbers for on here?
So,
That makes more sense.
so that on your character sheet, that is basically, if you look at your head, it has a 30, a 40, a 70, and a 100. That is your constitution score. Basically, once you hit 30, which everyone starts with, you can take one minor wound. Once you start beefing up your character, once you're over 40, you can now take 2 minor wounds before the next minor wound becomes a significant.
Okay.
70 and 100. So if you become fucking super beast, you have 100 constitution, you can take 4 minor wounds, 3 significant wounds, and 3 grievous wounds, and still be in the fight until your next wound.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So I need to start buffing my con somehow, some way. Okay.
Or dodge. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a zombie.
I'll just go.
There's two ways.
Depends on how fast the zombie
Kind of.
is.
So, athletics, you can use to dodge, or you can use...
There's two main ways to play D&D characters. The ones that take all the hits and keep going.
One
and
is,
the
one
ones
is
that
give
never
all the
get
hits.
hit. The ones that never get hit.
I'm gonna get.
So basically, athletics is your dodge score. If you, so that's why In the last chapter, I was using athletics to dodge as zombies, the truly like shitty zombies, and their athletics is 10. So I talked to Raikon, who's awesome, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a terrible way to do that because they're gonna die a lot very quickly."
Case in point with us, just
strolling. So the way it works, if I roll as the GM, I roll dodge for a zombie or for an NPC or whatever, and I fail. Whatever I fail by gets added to their damage. A lifeless zombie, the slow zombies, their athletics is 10. I was rolling like 40s and 50s, so I'm adding 30 and 40 damage to everything they're rolling. So Raikon's like, yeah, never roll athletics in melee. Only roll athletics if you're dodging at range, because then you stand a chance. Always use fight in melee. So, thank you, Raikon. You're awesome as always. He's the one that made the game. If you haven't had a chance to go check out his channel, he has an amazing Zealand series. He actually has a budget, so this stuff's way better. He's the one that made this freaking game. Between him and Stormforge, who published the games.
They've got new stuff coming out too.
A lot of new stuff, so check them out. And then also, I share out Hot Dogs stream all the time. There's a bunch of good Zealand stuff out there. We're not the only show in town, thank God. We do our best, and we love doing it. We're the only American version, though.
Are we really?
We are the only American version out there. No one else is from New Zealand. Because it's Zealand.
There's a bunch of Kiwis, and for as American we are, we have yet to fire a gun.
Right?
I can change that!
No! Okay. Speaking of who's turning...
I know, you gotta open your fucking mouth.
Go ahead.
Alright, so we're done blowing smoke up everyone else's asses. But seriously, go check
For
it out.
now.
For now.
America, bitch.
You're up. Because again, if this thing is still alive after you guys have stabbed the shit out of it, I'll see what I can do.
Yep, so I have a plus 50 if I'm attacking it with my K-bar.
Yes. So superior position because it's pinned and plus 10 to
82. And I rolled a 47.
Which is 74.
74 for location is left leg again.
Which has already taken a grievous.
Yep. So that's 47 plus 10. So 57.
Which is another grievous wound.
Yep.
So two grievous wounds to the left leg.
Yep.
Okay.
Left leg so
Don's like, I'm fine.
It's not looking great. So basically, if you're looking at it from all you see is like the ass end of a dog. Like Mitch sees the door.
Yeah.
You guys see the actual
Zombie blood
tail end of the dog. It's a Dalmatian. You can tell it's kind of.
Aww.
You're in a fire station. What do you expect?
By the way, Dalmatians are generally more vicious than they are ever portrayed in any media.
And the more spots they have, the more severely inbred they are.
So
Did not know that.
Put down then.
I honestly thought we were doing.
Well, it's a zombie, so it needs to be put down.
We were putting down like a Roddy or something.
No,
like
Dalmatian.
Not in a firehouse. No.
So you're putting down the mascot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull the doorway, and it's still got like the little firefighter hat, like all crushed and busted up against the door.
Only you can prevent. No, that's smoky right now. Don't do drugs. I don't know.
No,
that's next session where we're going through the woods.
We find a fucking zombie.
The Zare comes out.
Fuck that.
That's where we run.
No, that's when we use the guns.
You don't
the
have
shotgun
to,
specifically.
You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the teammate.
I have the best athletics.
I have the worst athletics. I'm gonna fucking shoot that thing.
Lexi had the best athletics.
I would authorize gun use against a Zare.
So no, you see, and you've just been hacking away at the hindquarters of this dog, to which you've only stabbed it in the legs so far,
and torso.
And torso once. So the left leg is
one more grievous. It's done.
The bloody mess. The right leg is basically just severed. It's hanging. You see the sinew. Muscle. It's just hanging by like threads of bone and sinew just slashed away by your stab.
The torso has a gaping ass fucking wound in it.
So, because the legs are busted up, I'd imagine it's like kind of like having trouble standing.
Sit, boy.
So what I like to do is just pull the door back and as fast as I can, just slam it again.
Okay. So that's for your attack?
As my action is just pulling. Bam!
Okay.
What thing would your door do?
That's a good question. Let's see.
DM, make a call!
So it's government grade door.
Well, it's not the door necessarily, it's his weight. So...
But I'm also not able to get like a full... It's just like a... Like, it's a quick little thing. I would take light damage because it's
Are you built? Is your character built like you?
He is him.
Yeah.
I'd say that's at least light to medium damage.
So
Especially
Alright,
as
so-
people who get my bear hugs know, my grapple is my highest.
So-
Yes.
For this-
yes, we do.
for this, I'm actually going to call on Jake the Snake, or Jake the Lionheart from Rykon's series, who actually bear hugged a zombie to death with his grapple roll. And I'm going to apply this. I will use grapple for you.
Okay.
Because it is going to be kind of like crushing damage. You are like shoulder. Usually I do a might, but in this instance it's more of a technique. You're trying to quickly bring it out and slam it back in again. Because I think your grapple is higher than your might, right?
Yes,
Okay.
by 20.
So I'll go ahead for this because you're not just pushing against the door. You're actually trying to like bring it back and like, torque your body into it. But I am going to counter. I'm going to try to, in an instance, with a negative modifier from the wounds, do an athletics check to get out of the way. If you succeed,
What modifiers does he have on him? Just to add to him. Does he have the flanking button?
so yeah, so you get the grapple from flanking, but I'm not going to give you superior position because you're removing it to re-add it.
Okay.
So you get a plus 10 without anything else.
Okay.
It's going to take negative. One's destroyed, so that's already up to that. Pretty bad. I actually had that up, and then I started gibbering out about something else there.
So do I need to roll to see if I succeed and then it goes? Is that because you're countering me?
Yes. If you succeed, then I roll.
Okay. This, so to tell the viewers how threatened I am by this thing, this is the third sigil I've spent on my third turn for this. Because,
Against the dog.
again, more worried about a dog than I am
Zombie dog.
any kind of humanoid. So with the plus 10, with the 25, so that's 35 altogether, that puts me at 88.
Fast plus teeth equals no bueno.
Yeah.
The Zyger is going to be a pain.
And that is
Somehow.
a 63.
Okay.
I would have.
So
No! It would have been exactly 63 with you guys' plus 10. I would have got it right off the bat.
So add 10 to that damage
Okay.
because I failed. So actually, take that. Hold on. So for every location destroyed, a hit location has, using that limb incurs a negative 40 injury modifier. So trying to dodge out of the way with a broken limb.
2 broken limbs.
So it doesn't solely rely on that. So I'm going to give it a negative.
destroyed.
I'm going to give it a negative 20 for that destroyed limb because it's not a bipedal. But the other one, for every grievous wound a hit location has, using the limb incurs a negative 15. So I'm going to keep that as a negative 15. So take a negative 35. It has an athletics of 40. So 5 would be so plus damage plus 45
Damage. Oh.
to basically everything.
108.
Would be to the torso.
108 to the torso.
So
You just crushed its rib cage. The heart, the lungs are splattered. It's dead.
So let me describe this. So you guys are back there, and you're taking your shots at the hindquarters of this dog, and it's like it's trying to keep traction with the one leg it has up, but it's like slipping and sliding in the blood. The leg keeps kicking out the side. The other leg, little stump, just keeps flailing around, and you see it's just flopping around the little strings of sinew and veins just spurting all over the place. And you don't really see much of the rest of the dog. It's kind of in the shadow of the door. And then you see Mitch. He just rears back.
What are you doing?
And for a second, the dog is free. And for a second, it
takes you.
starts to turn. And it starts to it gets its head all the way around, because dogs have that weird ability to like have a hull.
Yeah.
Where they kind of get all the way turned back around.
So does its head get crushed into its torso?
It gets its head all the way kind of where it's looking like this angle back.
Crap!
And then you hear all the weight of Mitch just crashing down the door. And you see the head snap. And it's in line with the spine. But then the door
But facing backwards?
facing backwards. But then you hear just the thud of the door, this crunch, and these pops. And you start to see things seeping out. Just this last, like compressing a sponge.
And I see none of this. I'm just
So,
But
maybe eating cake first was a bad idea.
But on your side, like it was already a damaged door. You actually see the door bulge out from below where your weight is, and you start to see that.
It's a government door. I'm surprised it's intact at all.
You start to see like immediately like splintered out wood and seeping from the other side.
He looks over. He looks over. And just.
Yeah, and it just lets out one last like yelp. Yeah, basically that's, and then you two, you see like the sad dog
I'd like
eyes.
to think it looked you right in the eye just before you see that.
Like sad dog eyes, and then you see just,
So having grown up with a father and an uncle as a veterinarian, under normal circumstances, this would have crushed me if it were a living dog. But it's a zombie, so I give zero fucks.
This is Z9.
Yes, I give zero fucks. I'm glad it's dead. No sympathy whatsoever.
So you see the light go out in its eyes.
Because I'm playing myself, I'm like,
it has crossed the rainbow bridge.
So, I'm still holding the door.
I'm
waiting for any movement.
You feel zero resistance, nothing. You like in the silence after the thud.
I was gonna say the life is gone, but the animating force is gone.
You just hear like the last like exhalation of breath, and you feel like the door compress a little bit.
Probably would still take a couple moments before I just slowly
That's fine.
open the door back up.
Zombie puppies! I'm scared.
It was pregnant. They just shoot out of it.
Bang, 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 bang. I'm out.
It's
like Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim 2, where there was launching the puppies. You had to catch them.
No!
I was thinking more like a. It's like a
The
toothpaste. Like
the strain. The strain.
They're spraying all over the place.
I'm just gonna drop the sword and just
Go in the corner and throw up.
basically.
There's probably a drain.
Honestly, I mean, you killed a couple zombies at this point. Like,
And
It's
like,
no.
And you
It
were
is.
there with the hand thing.
yeah.
I
like-
didn't look actually at all. I made comment. I'm not looking.
No, we purposely threw it at you. It's fine.
Oh, that happened. Yeah, that's right.
I'll pick up the sword.
Okay.
Hey, you good?
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, when Jesse and I did this, it was a couple people. This is a step up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to work on that though. Just try to.
Do you want to keep checking up here? Do you want to go chill with Dave for a bit?
I'll check up here. I'm gonna get up here.
Are there any towels laying around?
Oh, yeah.
I'll wipe the sword up on one of the towels.
Alright, so as far as loot goes, the way it works when you loot,
Like, you're going to loot the dog? I'm like,
We're gonna loot the puppies.
$10.
I've been playing World of Warcraft. You find a sword.
I take the busted fireman's helmet that it was wearing.
It's like an EverQuest. You are kicked by a snake,
Yeah.
or a snake kicks you for X points of damage. But it's a snake.
You wear the dog collar that says Sparky. No, it's the way looting
I
works.
would do that.
Basically, one person rolls a buck. So let me read it off specifically because we haven't really had a chance to loot a place yet.
50 according to this.
I'm at 51.
Just for clarification, since we haven't actually done a whole lot of looting in the series yet, looked it up, and basically, if they're out and about, they're looking at things. There's tables to kind of talk about how scarce an item is depending on where they are. But since they're in more of a living environment, suburban-esque, but kind of not rural, farm type, but secluded area of Mount Charleston, they're still able to find food and medicine and probably ammunition. The weapons would be a little more scarce, but the generic stuff they're looking for,
Not in Nevada.
depending on where they're at.
The more rural in Nevada, the more likely they are to have lots of guns.
Texas, they'd be everywhere.
Well, yes.
California, not so much. Straws, nearly impossible. So basically, the way they're going to do it is one of them is going to roll an investigation check. That'll be their job, and they can decide who. They roll an investigation check based on the modifier. It's going to be pretty much what are you looking for specifically up here
Ammunitions and survival, like a gear that could be.
in the living area.
That's where these guys will have warm gear and probably their guns.
Okay, so perhaps before we make this roll, we open up the other 4 doors. Then we just do one roll to check the entire top floor.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next, so we were gonna start initially on the right before we did our knock.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that first right door. I'll knock on that door.
You wait a second. You don't hear anything from there or anywhere else.
Open the door and peek in.
You see living quarters. This bed is the blankets are. It's been slept in.
Okay.
You don't see any gear on the floor. I know if they're on shift, I believe typically they leave some of their gear up by their sleeping quarters. Some of it's downstairs. Like they'll have their turnout gear downstairs. They'll have some of their gear upstairs. They throw it on, slide on the pool, throw the shit on, hop in the truck and go. You don't see anything in here except for like blankets tossed off to the side.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I would do the left door on the other side of it.
Yeah, the first door on the left that's
Yeah.
facing down the hallway.
Yeah.
Alright, so same, you go
Nothing.
nothing. You don't hear
He
anything.
does that, and I do the same on the third door.
So each of you, both of you, you open your door, same thing, toss back bed covers. You don't see anything in the room. You don't hear anything in the room.
That many toss back covers. Where's everybody else?
We haven't seen any of the firemen and zombies, have we?
You only saw one. You saw one truck here.
We killed them already because they ran across from the community. We killed them in the other fire station.
You
Because
saw
that's several beds with turret covers. You know, count at least a few of the firefighters probably just don't ever make their beds. The rest, it was probably they got up when they were feeling sickness coming on, and they ended up just in that area across the street, probably trying to get over to the first fire station we were at.
you saw the garage. The bay has room for 2 trucks. Like there's one outside, and then there's the water truck and the ambulance from the other bay. So there's one truck essentially that's gone somewhere.
So they're on call.
You throw back this one, bed's made. This one looks like it hasn't been used. So that just leaves the last on the right. You swing that one open, you see unmade bed. Really nothing. In each one, there's some personal items. Nothing looks permanent.
How many unmade beds?
3 unmade beds.
3 total.
3 total out of 4.
It's not even a crew, but yeah.
So there's, again, I've told, have friends in the military that are firefighters. They typically bring like a home away from home kit, like pictures of family. But it's like you pack it up when you leave and you're off shift. You bring it when you're on shift and make it home. So you see kind of like sturdy picture frames, not stuff that's just going to get broken. You see a couple of this, couple of that, maybe like a sports poster kind of taped to the wall, not actually nailed down. Just personal items, but nothing that looks too permanent in each of the rooms.
So now I'd say we can do the just for the top floor.
So what are you looking for?
In here, anything from ammunitions, ammunition, food, any sort of like survival or like jump bag type gear, things that somebody would have like by their bed at home in the event of an emergency, or hey, your buddy's sick, we need you to be on call. They get out of bed, they grab their jump kit, which has essentials in it.
Firefighters' steel toe boots?
Sometimes yes, but usually that's considered an occupational hazard because if you drop something on steel toe boots and it breaks, it cuts off your toes. Also, metal heats under heat, so I don't think so.
There were the Nomex.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they
they're
have the
all
Nomex over it.
They'll still do some heavier duty boots.
very much
Let's see if
probably
we can
probably reinforced.
We'll look for some of those too.
Yeah.
For some of our skater shoe wearing
Sneaker.
companions.
Or Sketcher friends with the wheelies.
What you will find, because like aircrew, they have to wear 100% cotton everything because you can't wear anything that melts. So nothing that's a blend, especially poly blends, because under extreme heat that melts into your skin.
Not fun.
Yeah. So if anything, warm gear that breathes, 100% cotton. Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead, because you're in a fire station where people that know these types of things,
I know what to look
they're
for.
trained. You know what to look for. So I'll give you a plus 30. So this would be a plentiful to look for things like food, medical supplies. But it's not going to be like full on like med bags like you find in the ambulance. It's going to be more
First aid kits.
first aid kit, stuff like that. We'll give you a generic plus 30, and then should you pass, then we'll do a luck roll to find how much and what.
So plus 30, that gives me a 73. I burn the sigil to reroll that, because that's an 85. Should play a sigil from the get-go. Okay, so I rolled a 35 out of 73.
It's an okay success. You passed. Not great, but you did okay. I mean, suffice to say, this is knowing the area.
They're gonna find some shit.
Like, you found some stuff, but like this is Mount Charleston. They're close enough to Vegas that they don't have to have a full-fledged, like 5-alarm fire crew. They just have to be able to put out the occasional thing and pull some dumbass off the lawn every once in a while.
Yep.
So now you're gonna give a luck roll.
Can you do a luck roll?
It doesn't specify. I don't think. It just says
We're basically the same on luck, like plus or minus 1 or 2 points.
It says
So
if the player characters are successful in their investigation skill check, and they have found what they're looking for, the only question now is how much they found. For that, they roll a luck skill. The better they roll, the more they get.
There was an S on the characters and they, so I mean we're searching as a unit. So
Yeah,
I'd say
yeah.
the
That's
1%
Go
may
for it.
matter.
Because I'm using sigil.
That's fine. We'll just do it from there on out. And that's fine. And I'll get yelled at later by Rykon.
I'm gonna use a sigil.
For hatcheting his game.
Yeah, use a sigil for 76 for luck.
As he said, we play a very different game.
We don't understand.
I shouldn't have used sigil. Let's get 33.
33. Alright. So 33,
It's also okay.
that is an okay level of success. Alright, so in that,
We find a shoe. One left
you
shoe.
find 7 left steel toe boots.
What?
100% of people that bought this left shoe also bought the right one. So going through, like, the kitchen is a bit of a mess, but it doesn't look like it was ransacked for items. It just looks like it was ransacked. So you find like canned goods, you find like cans of chicken, tuna packets, you find some protein bars. You actually find like a tub of whey protein powder, which is actually really good, very dense caloric, and water. It's about halfway full.
It's also really combustible.
Protein powder? That flour was. That's cool.
That's good for us.
If there's any powdered dairy creamer too. Oh, shits.
We're gonna kill zombies.
do we have any MREs, by the way?
You have
Not yet.
we do have 80 units of food.
You have 80 non-perishables so far.
Yeah.
And you have still not inventoried the stuff that's in your vehicles.
Sure.
From the gas station.
Yeah.
From 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Which was 3 months
Pretty much
ago.
ago.
It's been a busy 2
It
days.
has been a busy apocalypse. Alright, so you gather up, and it's, there's some stuff that's already busted open, stepped on, like you see 1 tuna packet up against the wall.
Yes, this whole thing is inventory.
So overall, you find, I'd say, it's an okay level of success, and with that, you probably find enough food for the whole crew for about 2 days. So right now, your whole crew consists of the 3 of you plus Gabe, Jesse, and Chloe. So 6 people for 2 days is what, 15? No,
Because it's 3 units.
3
a day,
person
right?
per day. 3 per day per person. So math.
24.
No.
Because there's 6 of you.
So
So 18, so 36. So 36.
I can math.
36 units of food, various, all non-perishable. In the fridge, there's other stuff in there. A half gallon of milk. There's some slices. There's some cheese sticks. There's going to be like jars of pickles. There's going to be some jalapenos for some popcorn, stuff like that. There is some perishable foods in there you can take, but know that there's a spoilage countdown. So if you take it, you have to use it first, but it is in there.
So we can take some, and also for
Like there's stuff to make sandwiches in there, things like that.
Right.
cheese stick.
for those of us, for our fans who are paying attention, we actually gave away all of our perishable.
Yep.
To
You basically used it up while you were
so
making.
we'll snatch some perishable food.
I'm using right now.
So Matt eats a cheese stick, so he's covered for lunch.
Hell yeah.
A single cheese stick pizza.
Look at him, he's skinny. He's a
This is
grown
fat.
boy.
Oh,
You need a proper dad bod like I got. This is years of neglect and poor choices.
I'm on my way.
There's no wonder that dog got crushed. He's 260 pounds pushing it inside.
Matt would have not had the same result.
It'd be just 125 against the board.
So you find enough food for the whole crew for 2 days. That was what we said, 36
Yes,
non-perishable. And we'll say let's say 1 day of food for everybody, perishable. So another 18 perishable, which I don't have an icon for that yet. I can grab that between chapters. But those are going to tend to be the things you burn through first.
Yeah.
Colin, you're more on the lookout for medical supplies, things of that nature. You find the default government mandated first aid kit with the last inspected on. But this is a fire
10 years
station.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fire station. Like they're like, why the fuck would we use this when we have like a full blown ambulance right next door? So it's there. It has everything you need for your run of the mill gauze. It has the burn cream. It has antiseptic cream. It has Band-Aid, surgical gloves. It has breathing mask. Your typical above like Walmart level first aid kit. In addition to that, you find searching the lockers. You find a couple pairs of boots. One's a size 10. One's a size 9. What's your size 9?
Oh, 10.
Perfect.
Look at that. I didn't know that. That was random number generator right here.
So as soon as you find those,
So and they're like proper like work boots. Like these are what they wore to work. You know, then they
2 inches
switched it.
Yeah.
And you find like various. They have some like work pants. Some are cargo pants. Various sizes. You can take them if you want.
I'll take a change because Jesse's still in my clothes from when we initially got in a fight. I should probably change into some clothes myself.
And the thing is, you're in a facility with shower. Like this is the locker room.
Oh wait, is it a working shower?
No one's tried it yet.
I'll try it.
Water kicks on
Hot water?
after a bit.
You have time? You have some time.
Yeah.
You have some time.
Go ahead and we'll set off. Well, if we bring everyone inside, then no one's real quiet. So there's an open section right now, like in the garage. Or no, there should be room for 2 vehicles in the garage right now.
If we're gonna use the shower, can I do another search to find just like clean clothes?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
we
find
find clothes.
You're going
Because
to
I'll ditch my dirty clothes.
Because you came down from the mountain.
One truck is pulled out, right?
Yeah, I haven't showered in a
It's just
couple
like in
weeks. I'm pretty
the picture that you guys
disgusting.
can't see. It's basically pulled out in the driveway.
So
you could
there's-
pull a vehicle in and angle to the right and pull another one straight.
Okay. Go ahead and hop in the shower. We're going to move the vehicles into the garage downstairs and close the doors, and we can all shower and, well, I would say take a maybe power nap.
No, take a nap while we're driving, like because we only need because we have 2 vehicles.
All right. So as Matt initiates our first steamy shower scene of Zealand, Las Vegas, and we start to coordinate moving vehicles around, getting cleaned up for the first time in a couple days. This is where we're going to go ahead and wrap up the first episode of tonight. We got a couple more after this, no worries, folks. Been a good session so far. Looking forward to I know I'm looking forward to what's coming next. They don't know what's coming next. That's why I'm looking forward to it. So, we're joined tonight
We
by
stay here for 3 days, and it's just all RC.
it's just
and
all showers, drip showers, just like in Starship Troopers. So, joined tonight by Colin,
Cake,
Mitch, and Matt.
Shower.
And as always, I'm RP Sarge. Don't forget, go stab that like button in the head. Get us out there, get the word out there. Until the next time we meet, stay live.